What's up YouTube? My name is Jags, and today we are showing you part 2 of my video breakdown of this little Halo action figure toy tribute commercial thing that I did based on the original Halo 3, Halo 2 trailers. So today we're going to be talking about the video editing, which includes the cutting, the music, the motion graphics, what I did, and how this influenced the final piece. So let's dive right into the computer over there and let's talk about some fun editing things. Okay, so in the computer machine, we have the project file here. Looking at a very simple window. Normally my workspace is a little bit more complex than this, but before overloading, I just want to show you the base of what the timeline looks like. And if you look closely, we have a main cut right here on our timeline, and then above it we have a bunch of other video clips. So realistically, it's a pretty straightforward project. Let's just unmute the music really quick, and if we scrub through, obviously there's the video. So now the story I wanted to tell with this was sort of like the Master Chief is sort of overlooking as the Covenant sort of come in and start to invade. So if we play the first couple seconds, the first shot realistically is not very edited at all. It's just a simple color grade. Same thing with the second and third shot. We obviously did have some text in there that I did in After Effects. We'll talk about that in the next video, but it was basically based off of the Halo 2 trailer, which has a very similar title screen. So the first couple shots, there's not a whole lot of actual any VFX happening. It's really music and just an establishment with this title screen saying, hey, Covenant are coming, we gotta do something about that. And then where I created impact there is the sound effects, and we'll talk a little bit more about the sound effects as we get through this video. So far, not a whole lot is happening at the very beginning. The first shot where we see some visual effects, we are panning the camera up and we see the sun peeking through the assault rifle right there, and we see this lens flare. Now, obviously in the Grand Canyon, there's no spaceships. Unfortunately, I wish we lived in the future where that could happen, but no, it does not, so I had to edit that in post, which we will talk about in the next video on the VFX. But what I do here is I take whatever my cut is, and I will Alt-click that clip and drag it above on the timeline so that when I bring it into After Effects, I can just replace the thing on top and I still have the original clip under it just in case I ever need to go back. Basically working non-destructively. And the way that works is let's just drag the VFX clip above onto track 3, and then just to demonstrate, if you hold Alt on your keyboard and then we look at that clip under it and drag, it just duplicates it identically. And just hypothetically, if I delete this VFX clip for just a second, we can see it's the same clip just panning up. Now the timing might be a little different after I took it into post, but it's there. I don't have to like sift through all of my folders and find that clip. So let's just undo that, undo, going back. The next clip we have is just another shot of the Master Chief, kind of close up, and I just really wanted to have one shot of just like the figure as itself. We can see everything pretty clearly. I wish the day wasn't super overcast, and if I had to shoot this a little bit differently, I wish I had a light, but because it was just me and I was working within like about an hour and a half of actual good light, I wanted to work fast, so I just got this shot really quick. In a magical perfect world, I would have gotten a second light to light up this side of the figure, but it worked out. Scrub through, we have some radio playing in the background, sort of trying to say, hey, oh my god, the Covenant are coming. So eventually it goes to the next text animation, and same thing, just trying to establish, hey, the Covenant are coming. We have to do something about that. The objective, finish the fight. And if you've played Halo 3, you'll know that's a big aspect of Halo 3. Finish the fight. So yeah, we have the radio in the background, and Fun fact, the radio in a lot of this video actually came from the Halo 2 and 3 trailers. I just added some effects to try and take away the music, which made it a little bit challenging, but you can barely hear it over the original music track, so I think it worked out. Moving on, after we get into the really immense, intense part of the track, I really amped up the visual effects. So we can see here on our track 2, we have all these VFX clips. But if I were to disable that by clicking this little eyeball here, it will get rid of all those visual effects, and we can see just the original shot as is. Nothing too fancy right there. So the VFX kind of really helped bring a lot of life to the characters, but honestly, the thing that created the most impact here is the sound design. So let's just turn back those VFX back on, and we can see, hey, there's the ships coming through, and if you checked out the first video, you'll see I played the reference video a couple times with the original shots. So go ahead and check out the first video if you still want to see some side-by-side comparisons. Right now, we're really just trying to look at the timeline here. So this timeline, overall, not super complicated as far as the cutting. Now, where it does get a little hairy is the sound effects. So if we scroll out really quick and then we just double click on our audio tracks, we can collapse them, make them a little bit smaller. We can see here it's a little intense. We have multiple layers of sound effects, got some ambient sounds here, and really what I was trying to do with the sound effects here is just create some sort of impact with why is this character here, make it feel like the viewer is actually in that environment. So for fun, let's mute the music and then let's see how this sounds. So I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, obviously we just went through about 36 seconds of it, but I feel pretty good about the way this sounds in comparison to the original Halo 3 trailer and the Halo 2 trailer. Now, it's not perfect. There's definitely some things that I would have liked to have, like the actual radio files from the recording of those trailers, but what I was really trying to do is create some sort of level of, okay, why is the character here, as I said. So how did we do that then? So if you look online, there's tons of creators in the Creative Commons who will post sound effects, and one of the ones I found, and I'll leave the link in the description of who did it, he ripped all the Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 sound effects, which was really useful for this. On top of that, I literally just took a video of the Halo 2 trailer and the Halo 3 trailer and just scrubbed through it to find the right clips that I wanted to for each section of the radio. So if I click here, for example, and I hit F on the keyboard, it will reveal my source panel, which is effectively the source of wherever the clip I'm selecting is. Remember, hit F, and then if we bring this panel just a little bit bigger, we can see that, just look at this window, and I just used this portion of the trailer right there. So what's in reality, I'm just trying to take whatever assets that exist and then use them to suit my needs for my piece of art. So how did I actually give it this radio sound effect? Well, if we go to window up here and then go to effect controls, we'll open up my effect controls and we'll see a bunch of different effects on this audio right here. And the audio from the Halo 2 trailer, what I did is something called a parametric equalizer. And what that allows me to do is look at the frequencies of the audio and sort of try and isolate different signals. So this one is trying to take out, I guess, the midtones, so to speak. Think of it like a curves adjustment in Adobe Premiere, but with audio instead. And if you look here, I did the same thing. It's really just trying to bump up the highlights, so to speak. And if you play with these settings, what you can do is you can really get different sounds. So let's just play that back really quick.
They don't have enough punch to take out a Covenant assault carrier.
So yeah, this is really how I achieved that sound from the radio clips. And let's just undo that. And then let's scroll all the way down to the very end. And it's literally the same thing. I took some of the audio that I could find from the Halo 2 and Halo 3 MP3s, and then I doctored them up in a way to really try and sell the sound effects to make it feel real, like as if someone is actually listening to a radio. So let's give that one more listen. So there's definitely a pretty intense radio sound effect there, and obviously these things can be doctored up in Adobe Audition if you need to, or some other audio post-processing software, but this gets the job done for me, especially with the music overlaid onto it. The last thing I want to go over really quick is the final clips. What we have here is just a couple shots of my Halo figure on a black background / against my wall, and because it's a super shadowed up the field, you can't really tell it's my wall, with a light in the background just to really bring some attention and focus to the figure itself. And then the final shots, we go to the composites I did on the blue screen. So all in all, again, it's not a crazy fancy edit with a lot of transitions. Where the intensity really picked up was the VFX, which we will talk about in the next video. So that's the editing breakdown. Let's wrap this video up and we'll talk about some visual effects in the next video. Okay, so that's the video editing of this sort of Halo tribute video with this little action figure of the Master Chief. I hope you learned something in this video. We covered basically the sound design, the music, how I edited those things, the sound effects, parametric equalizer, so good, and all that fun stuff. If you learned anything, please let me know in the comments section down below. It always helps me to get an idea of what other content I should create. If you have questions, comments, concerns, whatever else, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to hit you up. If you want to check me out on Instagram is @JohnJagsNey, and if you send me a DM, I will respond to you with a video message with any questions that you have or anything that you need. So thank you very much. I will see you beautiful people in that next video. Bye. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning. Enjoy your lunch. Eat your dinner. Vegetables, especially right now because COVID-19. So yeah. Bye. Oh hey, one more quick thing I totally forgot that we've been slacking on. We have some new YouTube subscribers. First off, thank you friends very much for clicking on that big fat red button. We have, according to the script, Monty Solorio. Thank you, Monty. Whatever you're doing today, I hope it's fantastic. Whatever that is, whether you're at the gym, getting some dinner, hanging out with friends. Yeah, thank you very much for subscribing. Next person, we have Aldo Yale Reyes Suarez. Thanks for subscribing, man. I hope that next time you have waffles, because waffles are superior to pancakes, that they are drenched in maple syrup or chocolate sauce, because I like sugar. I like sugar way too much. Matas Gvazdaskas? I am so sorry I'm butchering your name. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for subscribing. Hey, I hope you have a cool video project that you're working on. If you have something cool, send it to me on Instagram. I'd love to see it. Paul J.W. Campbell. Your name sounds really familiar. Are we in the Creator's Blueprint together? Yeah, I don't know. Well, thanks for subscribing, Paul. I appreciate it. Juhraira. I can spell. Jari JJJ. That's 3 J's. Most of the time people have 2 J's. So you have 3 J's. I'm jealous because sometimes people call me JJ and I only get 2. I'd love to have 3. So thanks for subscribing, man. Or woman. And then Corbin Ortiz. Did you know that my martial arts studio when I was growing up in Connecticut was on Corbin Drive? So fun fact that you probably didn't need to know. Thanks for subscribing, Corbin. That's it. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for subscribing, my brand new friends. I look forward to seeing you around more often. Have a good one, everyone. Bye, officially.